The original EagleRacing scenario is very exciting and gets participants immersed in a very pleasant experience. Obviously, having had this experience, one is tempted to consider other scenarios which are perhaps more directly relevant to the everyday experience of managers in more common industries as opposed to Formula One racing. The problem is that the original EagleRacing scenario involves compelling dilemmas, and the consequences of the choices participants make have potentially devastating effects. The company, if you make the wrong choices, eventually goes under. Nonetheless, we are considering an alternative scenario, which we have not implemented, but we would like to try. This scenario, the setting for this scenario is a company in the process of implementing a major information technology infrastructure and related changes in business processes. The first dilemma is to identify who should be assigned the role of the project leader. Should it be the director for IT, or should it be the marketing director? There are some advantages and disadvantages in each case. Once participants make that choice, the next dilemma is to choose the appropriate systems integrator, the consultants, that are going to do the actual work. The choice is between a global leader, a brand name integrator, or a smaller sized company which is an expert in the local market and has this local expertise. Again, there are some interesting pros and cons between those two choices. After teams make that choice, the timeline of the scenario moves forward a little bit, and it comes nearer the end of the project where all the protagonists are faced with a crisis. Information coming from all quarters, from the users, from top management, from everywhere, are talking about serious problems with implementation. Data errors, software glitches, integration problems, and the news are bad. The project team and the project leader are faced with a dilemma to either roll out the system as planned and then face the consequences of serious failures, or postpone rollout for an additional 6 months at an enormous cost which the board of directors is not prepared to pay, or finally abandon the project altogether. This is a scenario that we would like to consider in a future version of the EagleRacing simulation.